All right, guys, welcome back. I've got a real big treat for y'all today, especially the guys in the Central Texas, South Texas, North Texas, East Texas, whatever it is. But um, we have got another range that's going to open up. And the first match is going to be here in February. So, guys, everybody say hello to Mr. Garrett Willett. Hope I said that right, Garrett.
Yes, sir. Sure did. How's it going today, Oscar?
All right. Yeah. How's it going, man? Everything good in the San Antonio area?
Oh yeah, starting to get a little chilly down here. So I am sure next week everyone's going to be bundled up, and hopefully everyone
Oh,
stays safe.
I know. That's crazy, man. That I got a lot of buddies that live up in Canada and northern United States, and when I tell them, I say, guys, I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna be in the 30s this coming Monday, I think. Um,
They said, man, we might actually
so
start putting on a sweater around then. We're usually
yeah,
in our short shorts and bikinis around that type of
I
weather.
know it. I know it. I know it. But so. Just for the viewers that are watching, just to kind of give everybody a little recap, and then I'll let Mr. Garrett just to kind of take off here. But I'll say that now my timeline is probably not correct, but about 2 years ago, when it came to having matches in different ranges, especially in the rimfire world, the closest we could get was out in Navasota over at Prentice Wink's place, which beautiful. But I know for most of us, especially in the Corpus Christi area, that was a good 5+ hour drive for us. So it was kind of difficult to make. And within those 2 years, we have got a whole bunch of places that opened up. We got Riggs Ranch and out in the Goliad area, Chicken Creek. Mr. Jordan out there in Edna opened up a place. David Martin down in Skidmore, Texas, by Corpus Christi. He's got a place out there. I want to say one of his matches is coming up here this coming weekend. So we've got some great ranges that opened up, and again, Mr. Garrett here has opened up a new one. And I know he made a post about it, and some people have been calling me and talking about it, asking about it. So we thought, you know what, let's get Mr. Garrett out here and explain what he's got going on and where and all the good stuff. So, Mr. Garrett, without further ado, I'm going to shut up. Please let us know who you are, where you're from.
Yes, sir. So I'm originally from Karn City, Texas. Little tiny place on the road 181 going down to Corpus. I was born and raised in Karn City and been there my whole life. Moved up to San Antonio after having gotten a job and graduating from Texas A&M University, class of 2018.
Whee!
All my Aggies out there, whoop! But moved over to San Antonio, started working for Boeing, doing some aerospace engineering, and then doing some software engineering on the side for a few other folks. And the opportunity presented itself for us to take our family land and kind of convert it into this shooting range. So we've decided to open up a place down in Peggy, Texas, which is just off of 37 when you're heading south, going from San Antonio to Corpus, almost exactly an hour from downtown San Antonio. And with this range, we intend on hosting monthly rimfire and centerfire matches. Our centerfire matches will be able to reach out to 1,000 yards, not much further beyond that, just due to limitations of property size and surrounding area. And our very first way to kick that off is to host this rimfire match and hopefully get a feel for the people that are going to come out in the area and see what they want for the future of the range, and then adapt that to our plan for our centerfire matches in the future. Sound like a plan?
Yeah. So, getting back to the range and the location, you'll have a physical address, and for everybody that's out there watching, as you can see on the bottom ticker there, the name of his range is Texas Topshots Precision Range. And for more information, guys, because I'm not going to keep Mr. Garrett here for a whole hour or anything, you can go to www.texastopshots.pro and get more information. You'll get some contact information. You can get a hold of them if you have any other more specific questions. So what kind of you mentioned rimfire and centerfire?
Yes, sir.
1,000 yards for the centerfire. How far are we talking for rimfire?
So our first match, I'm going to try and keep it within the 250 to 300 yard range. We have the ability to stretch it out as far as we need to, but for this first match, I really want to get a feel of what our target sizes are going to look like. I've been working with folks like Prentice over there in Navasota to determine what the best looking range is going to be, so that people can come out and have a good time. I can make a really challenging match, and I can make something that, one MOA targets at 500 yards away, and nobody's going to hit them. But I want something that people are going to enjoy. People are going to want to come back. People are going to have a little bit of a challenge, but still feel that they're succeeding in areas. If you're not making impacts, you're not having fun. So we're striking a balance between the two, and I'm hoping that this first match is going to be a really good representation of that, so that folks can come out and see what the range is actually about and get excited for the future of the range, so that they have a space that they can practice making their skills a lot better in the area.
I guess that was going to be one of my next questions is this going to be I mean, are you going to have like monthly fees for people to come out, or yearly annual fee to be able to come out and practice, or just kind of shoot a little bit, or is this just going to be matches only?
So initially, and I say initially, this means for the first couple of months until we've got stuff pretty squared away and we know where our targets are at, we're just going to have matches running 2 a month, one rimfire, one centerfire. Once we have the range where we want it, so the land cleared the way that we want it, the parking situated where we wanted, all of those fun things, we're going to go ahead and open up to either an annual membership or a single use type of fee. And on weekends where we're not hosting matches, we're going to try and have kind of an open agenda on Saturdays and Sundays, so that folks can come out and either chew their dope, test their rifles, and maybe even learn a little bit. I'm personally going to be there quite frequently, and we're also going to try and bring in a few other experts in the area, so that we can get some knowledge transfer from those guys that really know the sport, and take that over to people who may be new shooters or maybe just unfamiliar with their weapon system. And we'll have the ability to access those longer distances within an hour drive of San Antonio, and there's not too many places like that in the area currently. So that's kind of our goal. That's where we're trying to fit.
Beautiful, beautiful. When it comes to both rimfire and centerfire, what when it comes to your matches, what type of props are we looking at?
Okay, so currently we have the standard PRS barricade. Everyone's familiar with that. We're going to have a lot of natural barricades. I would love to have this sort of simulation where you can kind of see certain hunting scenarios mixed in with, just some fun courses that are kind of off the cuff. So we do actually have things like shooting off of a cattle gate, and not your standard round tube cattle gate. We've actually got one of the old bent metal cattle gates that has sharp angles on the ridges. So you got a little more of a difficult prop to set up on. We also have some natural features like a giant tree that we've just situated and got sunk in the ground in just the right way. It provides quite a little bit of motion from lower positions up to higher positions, moving around the different branches on the tree. So we have our standard tank traps as well, and in the future we plan on integrating things like sunken posts into the ground at different heights, more welded assemblies, so that you've got some crazy things to shoot off of. And then one surprise for people when they do come out is I've got a nice little thing that I'm starting to call the Avengers symbol. It's a couple of 4x6 beams that have been fastened together in such a way that they kind of make an offset A symbol, and looks kind of like the Avengers, but got quite a few different places to shoot off of on that one. And so it'll provide some dynamic props for people to get up on.
Yeah, I love that. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm just tooting the horn of the Texas guys and the Texas ranges, because my job has really blessed me with the opportunity to make matches pretty much all over the Midwest. Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas, especially Arkansas, Mississippi, etc. But in the Central Texas area, and specifically, I mean like rifles only. Jacob has. A lot of people will say, well, the distances ain't that far and this and that, but he will mess with your mind when it comes to a stage. I don't know if you've ever shot him.
Up there, you might not be reaching out too far, but man, they put you in a position where you go, I've got to make this shot, and I've got to pray that my crosshairs are where they're at when that trigger squeeze happens. I'm not going to be stable. I'm not going to have time to take a deep breath and think about it. I like those kind of things.
Yeah, I was just about to say that Clayton out in Burnett at ATX. Those, I mean, it's so much. It was always one of my most favorite matches because it's all pretty much a field match. You don't see too many of the traditional PRS props. You're shooting off of a rock or a tree stump or something along those lines, and it was a lot of fun because we don't really get to do that a whole lot. So then of course you got Prentice out there in Navasota that he's got some really really good props, helicopters and all kind of stuff. Buses, that bus, I think his bus stage is probably the one that gives me the most nightmares. And it's easy. People tell me, what's so hard about shooting out of a bus window? Well, it's really not. I mean, I think
No.
most of us can get there. But when he says, okay, you've got 2 minutes, one shot per window.
That way, then that way.
Now the speed and being able to efficiently move your rifle and set up and get behind the scope and then find your target, take your shot, and then repeat to the next window. Yeah, you don't have time to fumble or make a mistake.
Boys from the men, definitely.
Yes. So that's really cool, man. I really am looking forward to seeing what surprises you have for us shooters.
Yes, sir.
So
if anyone's got a bus to donate, feel free to reach out.
But yeah, well, maybe we'll see. We'll put it out there and see what happens. So for people, again, tell me now about obviously we know Texas Topshots Precision Range and in Karn City. Tell me about your website.
Yeah.
What information can we find there?
So on our website, I'm really proud of it because I actually own the whole server that the website's on, and I've actually done all of the coding for the website. So I'm going to be updating that pretty continuously. Currently, you can find information about where our range is. There's a beautiful little hyperlink, and when you click on it, it'll take you exactly to a Google Maps with a pin that points right to our front gate. Aside from that, you're going to eventually see our schedules for both our rimfire and centerfire matches once those get approved and uploaded into Practice Score and the PRS website. Once those are up, they're going to move over to our website, and you'll actually be able to see each one of them and click on links to go to their respective pages. You can also find some contact information and our links to our Facebook. So if you want to check us out on Facebook, it's all right there.
Now, when you say, of course, this is for the guys, because it's one of the things I really, really like about your matches, is that so if we are signed up with PRS in either the centerfire or the rimfire, we go to your match, our points are going to count for PRS. Is that correct?
That is correct. Everything that I've read and
awesome.
The folks that I've talked to is once you guys are done competing, I go ahead and I upload your scores, and those are available. If you do have a PRS membership number and you've provided it to me through Practice Score, it's going to show up and count towards your points for the year.
That is awesome. I mean, for the people that are signed up with PRS and are trying to get the points, and I think that was one of the hardest things, especially in the rimfire for a lot of us down in South Texas, was the 5-hour drive.
You got to travel.
Yeah. So now
keep in mind, you don't have to be a member of the PRS to compete. If you want to come out and you just want to learn, you want to experience, you've got questions, or you're a seasoned shooter and just don't care about PRS at all and want to just fling some steel, go ahead, come out.
Yeah. Well, I think the PRS will see a lot more memberships. Especially with you. I think the only ones in rimfire, and I could be wrong, guys. Don't kill kill me for this here, but I want to say it's going to be your matches and Jordan Griffith out in Edna are going to be the only two rimfire matches closest to the South Texas area that yes. The points will count. So, okay, getting back, so everybody can go to the range or to the website, and you can get all the information you need there. Hopefully, we'll be updated with a schedule here fairly soon. So, Karn City, not exactly Corpus Christi, San Antonio, where people know.
Yes,
Give us a little bit, tell me, like a 5-year-old, what cities are close by there? How far am I, let's say, from Victoria or Mathis or Corpus Christi?
For sure. Yeah, so from if you decide to take a scenic route from San Antonio down to Corpus Christi, you can either stay all the way down 37, and it's a long, boring drive on a straight road with nothing but trees on either side. If you want to take a little more scenic route and go through some of the more podunk towns, you can head down south on 181, and you'll end up going through Floresville, which is one of the bigger cities along your route, and just past Floresville, about by 20 miles or so, you'll hit Karn City, Texas. In Karn City, Texas, you swing a right down 99, and you head out for quite a while, and you'll end up coming out to our range. As you continue heading south, another 30 miles is Beeville, Texas, and so we're right in the middle between Beeville and Floresville, Texas. Those are probably some of the more familiar places people will know. So from Corpus Christi to, if you're heading up north, going north on 37, it's probably about an hour and 15-minute drive from the outskirts of Corpus Christi to Peggy, Texas on 37. And I keep saying Peggy because that is the town that the range is located in. We got a population of about 3 people, so you're hard pressed to find it on a map. But it's the intersection of 2 roads. Go to the website, you'll find the ping, and you can see how small things get out there. But that gives us the ability to get outside of town and do some shooting. So that's why we're there.
So I would say from Victoria, but it's about the same, right? About an hour and 15 or so.
About an hour 15. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah,
sounds about
right.
Enough that you can wake up early in the morning and make it to our matches instead of having to find some place close by to spend the night. So
yeah. Karn City. One thing I will tell you guys, you're not going to go hungry in Karn City. There's some real good restaurants there, especially the Mexican restaurants.
On Saturday and Sunday, if we get done with our match early enough on Saturday, there's a place called Market Barbecue downtown. I know people that drive from San Antonio down to Karn City, Texas to get that barbecue on Saturdays. Hopefully it's not sold out by the time the match is done. Usually it will be. So,
well, we got to try that. Yeah. See, in Corpus, we got Joe Cotton's barbecue or Cotton's barbecue. So yeah, barbecue's always let's try it.
I guess that's a good segue into the next thing. You know, when you come out to these matches, please expect some finger food, some we plan on cooking some pulled pork, things like that. Maybe every once in a while we'll kick it up and make some brisket. We want something that you can grab on the go so that we're not spending an hour eating, although it would be very easy to do that where we're at. So
nice. I mean, it's always good. You know, it's always I'm gonna, and I don't mean to upset anybody, but I will say, arguably, I think Rifles Only has some of the best chow at the matches. So, and not to say that the others are not good. You know, they're very good. You know, especially Prentice out there, man. He's always got some good food for us. But it's always good because you get to kind of get away from the competition. You get to sit down with fellow shooters and just break bread and just talk and laugh and get to know each other. And that's really, really a cool thing. I really enjoy it when they bring lunch out and everybody kind of gets to eat.
The best part is seeing the degradation of performance from stage number 5 or 6, and then you go eat lunch, and then you have stage 7, 8, 9, 10. It's interesting to see how sluggish people get on that next stage, or some people the exact opposite. They get excited, they got their belly full, and they're ready to rock.
You know, man, we got some matches out in the summertime, especially when it's you know, Africa hot out there, and I see leopards chasing other, you know, zebras and gazelles and stuff. And we just got to the point that I have to make sure I eat something cold, like a sandwich, something cold cut. I can't eat nothing hot. It's like you say, it'll take you down quick.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, that's great. That's great that you're going to be offering some lunch there. So I guess that's really, unless you got anything else about your range or anything you got like that. So when is the next, or the very first match? What date is it coming up on?
Our grand opening rimfire match is going to be held on February 10th. That's going to be on a Saturday. We're going to start the match just like most other matches. Sun comes up and we start doing some shooting, getting our zeros and everything figured out. Around 8 a.m. we're going to have our safety brief and hopefully be hitting targets by 8:15.
That's a rimfire match, and you can find that on your website or on Practice Score.
On both. You can find it on the PRS website. You can find it on Practice Score. You can find it on TexasTopshots.pro, and you can also go to our Facebook page, and you'll be able to see a link there that will take you, well, basically give you the information for our website. But the link does have some information about when the match is being held.
Cool. That was my next question. As far as social media goes, we can find you on Facebook, obviously. Any place else?
Currently, no. Looking to open up Instagram here pretty soon, mostly just so that we can get a nice documentation of all the pretty pictures we're going to be taking of all you guys shooting out there.
Nice. Yeah, that's As far as now, you mentioned some people coming in and started giving classes and trainings and stuff like that. Give us a little background on how long have you been shooting?
Yeah. So I bought my first rifle when I was 17 years old. I was used to getting hand-me-downs and things for deer hunting. And very first time I ever got a rifle, I got a 30-06 Stevens model 110K, kind of like our Savage 10s. And I was so disappointed when I couldn't get that thing to group within 3 inches at 100 yards. And I was only 16 years old. And I was like, man, it should do better than that. And so I immediately started trying to think of ways to make it better. Did my first crown job, bedding a stock, free floating a barrel, all the fun stuff. And I kind of learned a little bit about it along the way as I was tinkering with that. And then I bought my DPMS Panther LR308. That was my pride and joy through high school, and got me through a lot. So after I did that, I got super interested in long range shooting, figuring out how far I could reach. And after putting up a bunch of steel targets on the back of my dad's fence, he got kind of irritated once I started shooting the barbed wire down. So I figured I had to figure out some way to get a little better, and then I started getting into the precision world. First precision rifle, like most people, was a 6.5 Creedmoor. Did that for a few years, and now I'm here. And behind me is the new beauty. It's a 6GT with an Aero Precision Solace action. And I'm looking to take her out this year and see what she can do. But other than that, I've been shooting the PRS style matches only for a year. Before that, it was all tinkering in my backyard. And in the past year, I've gained an appreciation for the sport and everything involved with it. The community is amazing. I haven't seen a community like this in any other sport that I've been a part of. So it's nice to see all these people coming together and trying to grow the sport as a whole.
Yes, I agree. This is one of the best sports. So yeah, I guess we've about covered it all, man. Is there anybody, I guess in closing, any final thoughts or any thank yous to anybody or any recognitions?
Sure. I mean, Prentice has got to get my top recognition for right now. He's been on the phone with me quite a bit, talking to me about the way to go and the things to do. And I figure he's got the most experience in the area that I know of. Lennon Cruz has given me some vital information. He's got his match down in Uvalde.
Good guy.
He's helped me out a little bit. So I'd like to thank those guys. And if there's anybody else that has recommendations, suggestions, don't hesitate to reach out. This is a growing, morphing thing. So as we continue, I want to make sure that I give the best experience to our shooters. That's the primary goal. And I guess the secondary goal would be to make sure that we're growing the sport, getting as many other people roped in as possible.
Yeah, that's awesome. Again, I'll just kind of start to wrap it up here with guys, you got some of the best here in the Central South Texas area: Redbeard, Crossroads Precision, Massey's down in Brownsville. Geez, I know I'm leaving some people out, but Modern Pawn and Corpus Christi. A whole bunch of places, guys. Reach out to us if you're looking to kind of update or upgrade your rifles and want to come out with us. DI Precision. I forgot about David and Derek over there in Brenham, Texas. So, yeah, that's about all I got, guys. Garrett, thank you so much for coming on with us and letting the people know what you got going on. I'm sure you're going to see a pretty good turnout because I know that the rimfire world is really taking off here in the Central South Texas area, and guys are just looking for somewhere to go. I'm totally excited on making your matches and going at them, my wife and I both. So
awesome. Well, thank you very much, Oscar.
Yeah.
Thanks for the interview. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thanks, man. We'll talk to you here in a little bit.
All right.